Devil Comet 12P Pons-Brooks is approaching Earth. Apart from the much ballyhooed green Comet C 2022 E3ZTF in January, and Comet C 2023 P1 Nishimura in September, which were both either faint or poorly placed, there's been nothing that has been readily visible either with just a simple pair of binoculars, or even the naked eye. But barring an ever-possible newcomer, Comet 12P Pons-Brooks should soon come within the reach. It is an enormous volcanic comet, the size of a small city, has violently exploded for the second time in 4 months as it hurtles toward the sun. And just like the previous eruption, the cloud of ice and gas emitted what looked like a gigantic pair of horns. The comet Pons-Brooks is a cryovolcanic or cold volcano comet. It has a solid nucleus with an estimated diameter of 10.5 miles, 17 kilometers, and is filled with a mix of ice, dust and gas known as cryomagma. The nucleus is surrounded by a fuzzy cloud of gas called a coma, which leaks out of the comet's interior. Comet 12P Pons-Brooks is a Halley-type periodic comet that was first discovered by Jean-Louis Pons on July 12, 1812, and then independently rediscovered by William Robert Brooks in 1883. It has an orbital period of about 71.3 years. During its closest approach to the Sun, or perihelion, the comet comes within about 0.78 astronomical units of the Sun, while at its furthest point, or aphelion, it is located at a distance of about 17.0 astronomical units. Comet 12P Pons-Brooks is also known for being the probable parent body causing the Kappa-Draconids meteor shower. Comet will make its return in 2024, and it is expected to reach its maximum brightness, potentially visible to the naked eye during the month of April, with its closest approach occurring just a few days before a total solar eclipse on April 8, 2024. It presents a unique opportunity for sky watchers to potentially view the comet during the eclipse. However, since the comet's brightness can be unpredictable, there is no guarantee it will be visible, and viewers may need to use binoculars or telescopes to see it. Nevertheless, with the combination of a total solar eclipse and a potentially bright comet passing by, this astronomical event is not to be missed. In March, as it gets closer to the Sun, the comet really speeds up and brightens. It will fly through Andromeda into Pisces and brighten toward the edge of unaided eye visibility. And by April, the month of the eclipse and perihelion, Comet Pons-Brooks will be in Aries. Of course, the closer the comet gets to the Sun, the harder it will be to see as it enters a twilight sky. Let's see, what are comets, their structures, and how they form. Comets are like dirty snowballs, made mainly of ice and frozen carbon dioxide, with some dust and organic molecules left over from the formation of the solar system. They're like time capsules, telling us what conditions were like in our solar system 4.5 billion years ago, when the Sun and planets were first forming. Comets were born in the icy outer regions of our solar system. Occasionally, one will make its way in towards the Sun. As it starts to get close to the Sun, the comet warms up, and the ice, carbon dioxide, and dust that are trapped inside start to evaporate, bursting out of the comet in bright jets. Comet structure. The solid part of the comet is called the nucleus. As the nucleus starts to evaporate, a coma, or cloud of this dust and gas, surrounds the nucleus. As more gas and dust are lost, the comet then forms a tail that is pushed away from the Sun by the pressure of sunlight. This dust tail is easily spotted with infrared telescopes, and it traces the comet's curved orbital path. Comet Siding Spring is a great example of this. The dusty tail glows in the infrared, curving along its orbital path. The comet and its dust tail appear red because they are more than 10 times colder than the bright blue stars in the background. About once every 10 years, a comet comes with a tail so bright that we could even see it with the naked eye. Astronomers hope that Comet isn't due to swing past the Sun in late 2013. Will put on a spectacular show. If it doesn't break up under the pressure of gases forcing their way out of the nucleus, it could look as bright as the Moon, and may even be visible during the day. Comets often form a second tail, called the iron tail or gas tail. As the name suggests, it is made of ionized gas, which also gets blown away by the solar wind, and always points directly away from the Sun. Comet Hale-Bopp was a bright comet that had two very distinct tails. The white dust tail and the blue iron tail are be seen pointing in slightly different directions. The blue iron tail pointing directly away from the Sun, and the white dust tail following the curve of the comet's orbit. Comet formation. Astronomers believe that comets formed in both the Oort cloud and the Kuiper belt. The Oort cloud is a vast, spherical shell of icy bodies left over from the cloud of gas and dust that formed the Sun, which surrounds the solar system at a distance between 5,000 and 100,000 astronomical units away. Comets that orbit the Sun at much closer distances are called short-period comets and swing past the Sun more regularly. Now back to the Comet 12P Pons-Brooks. Comet Pons-Brooks currently lies just under 4 astronomical units from the Sun. At its closest point to the Sun next year, the comet will be about 0.7 astronomical units from our home star on April 21st. Then it swings closest to Earth on June 2nd, when it's 1.5 astronomical units away from us. Comet Pons-Brooks will be in the vicinity of Jupiter from April 12th to 14th. The comet's closest approach to the Sun perihelion is on April 21st in the constellation Taurus. As the comet moves away from the Sun, it will soon drop out of sight from the northern hemisphere, but the southern hemisphere will be able to see the comet head toward Orion. It will be near Rigel on May 19th and 20th. On June 2nd, 2024, when the comet is closest to Earth, it will be dimmer because it's farther from the Sun, but you should still be able to pick it up in binoculars. On that date, the comet will be in Lepus the Hare. Then Comet Pons-Brooks will head back into the outer solar system, where it will remain until it returns in some 71 years' time.